Well, at least it's finally happened. What's going on, people? Welcome to Transfer Deadline Day. It's going to be an absolutely mental one that started at about 1 a.m. Didn't waste any time on getting things going on Deadline Day. We did a video late last night around 10 p.m. I whacked this comment on that video saying that it's going to happen. It is done. Liverpool Isak, Deadline Day. Just before everyone else did, by the way, just put it out there. But, that's the way it went. And people still didn't want to believe it last night. Still didn't want to believe it after the sagas went on for months. Well, it's true now. It's official now. It's out there now. I'm sure you have probably seen it. Sky Sports News, BBC News, every news platform. Liverpool agree record fee for Alexander Isak. It's a British transfer record fee of 125 million. Newcastle United sources are saying that it will be around 130 million all in. The Rat, the Swedish striker, will travel to Merseyside this morning for a medical, and he will pen a 6-year / 2-3-year deal when Madrid come knocking and wants to leave. At Liverpool, and that's it done. I mean, that's one positive. Finally, it's over. Finally, the saga is coming to an end on Deadline Day. Could have done with it happening a bit sooner and getting a replacement in beforehand. Now it is going to be a mad scramble for Newcastle to sign his replacement, or another striker, shall we say, more Callum Wilson's replacement that we've been waiting to get done for months now, because Volta has came in as our record signing at 69 million to replace Alexander Isak, but we can't rely on a young German kid. We need a more experienced striker, or another top-class, world-class striker. If they want to do that, that's fine by me. Not really asked about his age, as long as he can score goals. But as we know, we've been pursuing Johan Wissa for months on end now as well. Jorgen Strand Larsen for absolutely ages. Just get the sleep out my eye. It's pretty early, isn't it? Not much sleep today, and it's going to be a mad one. So those two clubs don't want to sell though. Wissa's acting like he's like a bit as well, so that one doesn't sit great, but it's not as bad, and he's releasing statements as well. But at least he says he's got promises in writing, and he's got 12 months left on his deal, and he's been said Champions League football, bid would be accepted, all the rest of it. But we'll see how that one pans out. There's so much that could happen today. Hopefully for me, it's just someone out of the blue, someone who's rated, a bit experienced, and can offer you consistency and hopefully deliver on the pitch rather quickly. Because honestly, we'll be back. We'll maybe do a live during the day. We'll maybe do a live at 7 when the window closes. But if we finish this transfer window at 7 p.m. with Volta and Asul as our strikers, I'm going to go absolutely mental. There's no way that can happen, but I'm not going to go there yet. I'm going to give the club time. I mean, surely, as they're expecting 125 million for Isak, they've got something lined up. I mean, it should already be through the door for me, because how are negotiations going to go with Brentford now? They know you've got 125 million quid sitting there. They are going to want silly money. Ridiculous money, probably, for a 29-year-old with a year left. But yeah, that's going to be interesting. That might force him to go overseas or go somewhere else in the Premier League. Like I mentioned, I hope it's a name out of the blue for me, and like how Volta happened quickly and no one's seen it coming. Let's hope that that's the same for me. But on the Isak stuff, you can read all about it yourself. I'm sure you would have seen it on Sky Sports News or Googling it or whatever. But it's a 6-year deal. It's 125 million, rising to 130 according to some sources. It is obviously a British record fee that eclipses Caicedo at Chelsea a few years ago. On the fee itself, not good enough for me. Not good enough. I think Liverpool have won here, Isak have won, and Newcastle have lost, to be honest with you. I mean, we've won in the sense of PSR. That has sorted us out now for a few windows to allow us to spend, which is great, which was needed. Now, thankfully, we won't have to be forced to sell anybody like Anderson, like Minter, like we did a couple of years ago. And you look at them, Minter was brilliant against Man City yesterday. Anderson's in the England squad now, so how much that's bit in the arse. So at least we don't have to go through that, and we are sorted on that front for a while. That's very good news when you think about it. But when you think about the inflated transfer fees this window for players, and you think about record fees in the past, obviously Caicedo, British record, that much for a midfielder, only an extra, 10 million for Isak, compared to a Colombian midfielder who had one good season at best at Brighton, was worth 115, and Isak's only worth 125. Where's the logic in that? Coutinho, yes, it was overseas, they sold to Barcelona, but that was 146, which 7 years ago. I mean, nah, Isak, Newcastle have been shafted a bit, but they've shafted themselves. I think they've looked weak now. You know, the PIF owners have said, oh, they were happy to accept it because it's a big bid and because Isak's not happy, they don't want him here, all the rest of it. After all summer long, saying we're going to stand firm, we're not going to sell, he's not for sale, he's our player, he's under contract, he will reintegrate. And now it's just like, oh, actually, well, go on then, 125 million. Yeah, not quite strong enough, not quite firm enough, not quite a big enough fee, to be honest with you. They were saying 150 all along, with 3 years left on his deal. I think you should have got 140 rising to 150. But now you've got, 130 tops with these add-ons or whatever it might come to in the total package. One positive we can say now is that he's not going to get his loyalty bonus, Isak, so Newcastle made sure that went out the window. Obviously, it's a little win for them behind the scenes. They've seen that and thought that Isak isn't getting a loyalty bonus after his behaviour and the way he's went on, and they kind of would get that after signing for a club. Isak's not getting that. It's a little plus in the end there, but I'm not sure he'd be too bothered about that, to be fair. He's got his wish, and that's what really annoys me, is, yeah, I'm pleased we got the money. I was never one of those that really said, you know, oh, let him sit on the bench and let him play in the reserves and that, because, listen, football's a business at the end of the day, and that just doesn't make any sense. We have to raise funds, we have to fight PSR, and 130 million obviously goes a long way in helping that, and signing players to improve the team. So there's that, but with his behaviour, I get it why people say that, the way he's went on and the disrespect he's shown and the lack of professionalism, and taking off to Spain on holidays, refusing to play or train. People compare it to Wissa, he's never done that. You know, he's been training with the team for the last couple of weeks. They've chosen not to play him because they don't think he's going to be there, Brentford. Hopefully that's the case today and we'll get him in because we need someone. But yeah, listen, Isak's behaviour and everything this summer has been an absolute disgrace. So what I hate about this now and the conclusion of it is that he's won. Like a spoiled little brat, isn't he? Like a little kid, you know, misbehaving in the shop, kicking up a fuss. Yeah, I want that tie, I want that, I'm not doing this. Smashing up the aisles, smashing trolleys into everyone, crying his eyes out, throwing a tantrum, kicking his shoes off, and then he walks away with his brand new shiny tie. Well, Isak's walked away to Liverpool for his new shiny club. You know, it's just crap, man, when you think he's been rewarded now, hasn't he? He's won, and this sets a precedent for the future for me. If anyone else wants to leave Newcastle in the next few years, then behave like Alex. Just refuse to do anything. Take yourself off a little holiday. As long as there's a willing buyer there, you'll get your move eventually. You'll get it, so just keep misbehaving. It just doesn't look good on our behalf, and I don't think it looks good on the club's behalf. Remember, we were, it's to be number one, and all this was Yasser El-Ramian saying that. Well, that needs to be proved today now, because you've sold one of our best players. You know, you've sold one of the best strikers in the world to a Premier League team as well as a killer blow that we're going to have to see him scoring week in, week out. I hope we don't. Honestly, I hope he flops massively. And there's a bit of me where I think with Ekitike, he's definitely going to dampen Ekitike's progress. But I can't even be asked to think about it. But yeah, I mean, I just don't like the way this has played out. Obviously, the way Isak's now got his wish. Liverpool got their wish. Newcastle haven't got theirs because they didn't get 150 million for him. And as it stands, at 7:30 AM on deadline day, less than 12 hours of the window to go, we don't have another forward in. We have Voltemada, a German kid who's, you know, only had one real big season in the Bundesliga as well. You know, we know he's signing players from abroad as a risk. We know he's going to need time to grow and develop. So we can't put the pressure on him for that. That's why you do need a Wissa or someone like that who's got Premier League experience who can come in and kind of hit the ground running. And then, you know, Voltemada can learn off him, can have time to develop under the coaching staff, like Isak did. Because remember, Alex, even after all the disrespect, we're the ones that made you. Eddie Howe's the one that made you. He's the reason you're now joining Liverpool. So what a way to show him your thanks, eh? Absolute prick. But anyways, it's going to be a long deadline day, so there's a quick one this morning. The breaking news, the official news, it's not breaking, it happened at about 2 in the morning. But if you're waking up like me and you've just seen it now, it's official, it's done. It's going to Liverpool. We're having a medical this morning, 125 million British record transfer fee. Newcastle sources still saying it's going to be 130 with the add-ons or whatever the full package is. But there it is, it's done. We'll be back throughout the day with hopefully news on who Newcastle are signing to replace him/Wilson. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, give it a like, drop your thoughts below. I know there'll be loads of Liverpool fans trolling in the chat. And they've been there all summer. Newcastle fans, let us know what you think of the end game for Newcastle here. Was it the right move? Did we get a good deal? Was it the right choice? All the rest of it. And I'm sure I'll see you again in a bit.